Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris from Fast Cars Live. Hey, yesterday I was doing some work on the Project JPS Camaro. I was installing the Weatherstrip channels, which I cleaned up and polished up, and I actually have a video for when I took them off and how I cleaned up the inside of the body, you know, right around the door before I painted it so that I could put those back in. But I posted a couple pictures on our Instagram story, and I got a message from one of our followers asking if I could please make a video because he's getting ready to do the same thing. And in doing my research, I can't find any videos on it. So I'll make you a quick video. Unfortunately, I already installed the channels. It's super easy. It's self-explanatory when I show you. It's just a bunch of wide panhead screws that hold it in. I took them off, I cleaned them all up, I polished them before I put them in. I know they're probably going to get adhesive on them, but it's okay. I'll clean it up the best I can. Once they're in the car, you really can't see them, so it's not really that big of a deal, but I just wanted to make sure I got them polished up as good as I possibly could before I did the install. So I'll go through the parts that you need. Obviously you need the Weatherstrip channel. You're going to need some Weatherstrip adhesive. I use some caulk cord, and I'll show you where. And then there actually is a foam that looks like this that you can get. It's called the roof rail channel to body black foam tape, and it's just a single side sticky tape. And basically there's a groove on the top of the Weatherstrip channel. You just want to cut this to length, stick it in the groove, and it won't stick it to the body because it's only sticky on the side that adheres to the Weatherstrip channel itself. But that way you can at least line everything up before you stick it up there. So give us a minute and we'll get right to it. Alright, so here's the Weatherstrip adhesive that comes recommended. It's just 3M black super Weatherstrip adhesive and gasket adhesive. You'll need that. I was able to find, if you're going to order your parts from Classic or Rick's or somebody, don't forget to order the little tabs. There's two little tabs that go in the front part of the Weatherstrip to hold it down to the body. The rest of it will be glued, but don't forget to order your tabs. If you do though, you can go to your local O'Reilly's and get your Dorman GM panel push retainers, and the number is 963-009D. And I'll show you a picture of them. They're a little bit longer and a little bit wider than what you will get from any of the Camaro places. So I just cut the tip off and then trimmed it up so that it fits with the adhesive. With the weather stripping. The other things, I've seen videos of people installing other Weatherstrip, and they've used these little trim tools, these little plastic trim tools. I actually thought about it ahead of time and ordered this ball, I forget exactly what they call it, but the Weatherstrip ball hook tool, I think is what they call it. I found this in just doing a trial fit on the driver's side. I found this to be a little bit more helpful than this, but I think it was like 13-14 bucks. No big deal. You probably get it on Amazon. I think I probably got it from Classic. But these will work also. All right, so here is the foam that you'll need. It's just a single side sticky tape. The other side is not sticky, so what you do is you peel the backing off and you stick it to the Weatherstrip channel itself. And what I did is I went straight across the entire channel and did not open up the holes and the holes for the screws. So once you get the channel on there, then you can kind of poke around with the screw and find the hole, and then just start the screw that way. But it is 67 and 92 Camaro roof rail channel to body black foam tape weather stripping. It's a 15-foot roll. I'm not exactly sure where I got it. I think they have it at Classic Industries, probably Rick's Camaro, ground up 396. I've ordered parts from a bunch of different places. Okay, so here is the Weatherstrip channel installed. I did another video showing you how I cleaned up this area. The thing that I want to point out here is these blowout clips. I had to replace both of the blowout clips because they were both super rusted, and I just went and got a Home Depot rivet gun and riveted them back in. You want to make sure that you leave the proud part The flat part is going to go towards the body. You want to make sure you leave the proud part towards the rubber. Otherwise this molding won't go in all the way the right way. But here's a look. There's the second blowout clip. And there's a look at it once it's installed. Another thing I would like to point out is, if you can see up here in the corner, and I'll take my light away a minute, right here in the corner, that is cock cord, or some people call it dum-dum. I know it was in there originally when I took the Weatherstrip channels out, and I wanted to make sure that I put it back so that it eliminates the wind noise. And there's a little angle in that corner there, and you'll see it when you take yours off, and this just helps to fill that up. But it also, if you can see, it just kind of also fills up any little gaps that there may be up in the corner, because obviously the corner on the body is not perfect. All right, so in order to do this the right way, I looked up some videos on how to apply the adhesive. And basically what you don't want to do is you don't want to apply just like a big bead of adhesive all the way through. Less is more, as they say. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply a little bit to the back side of the weather stripping itself, and then we're going to go to the car, and we're going to apply a little bit to the roof weather strip channel itself. We're going to let them set up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually put one more quick little thin bead on the rubber before we go ahead and install it. So here we go. Again, this is the 3M Black Super Weather Strip and Gasket Adhesive. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put a little bit on here. Just a little thin bead, and we're just going to take a popsicle stick and spread it out over the back side of the adhesive. The back side of the weather strip. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest finished and then go ahead and apply it to the car. Okay, so you can see here I put a real thin bead of weather strip adhesive all the way down the back side. Alright, so here's the fun part, working with sticky adhesive. So what I'm going to do is try to avoid getting this all over the place, and I'm going to start up in the corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the back part of the channel in first and try to keep it in the corner. So if we start with the back and kind of get the corner started, and then you're just going to start to work it in. And if you take your ball hook tool and just start working the front part into the channel while pushing at the same time, you can get it started. And I do recommend a dry run at this first. You can see what's happening to this adhesive. It's nice and sticky. I'm going to throw that back down in the back of that channel there and just start pushing it in. And you got to make sure you get in your blowout clips, and I know there's going to be some cleanup to do after I'm done with this. But the blowout clip will hold it for you while you're working it in. If you do a trial run, you'll kind of get a better idea of exactly how you can push this in, because it is a little bit of an art to get it in. You kind of have to figure out how you're going to do it. And you also want to make sure that you get it in the corner, tucked in. And also all the way down the bottom so that your holes line up. So I would advise kind of lining your holes up and then getting it started down here to hold it where it goes. Again, make sure your back of your channel is in first, and then you can use your ball hook tool to work in the front, and you'll see it has a little lip that'll work in to the channel itself. This part is definitely not fun, and it takes a little bit of patience to get it going. So I'm going to go over the back here and see if I can get this in and started. This is a tricky part right here around this blowout clip. It's much tighter back in there. I'm going to try to show you here. I don't know if you can see, this edge is what needs to get stuck down underneath the channel. So as you push, you can push and twist and it'll slowly go. And you just got to keep working at it until you get it all up and shoved up in there. And you can see I got a little adhesive right there. We'll clean that off after. Alright, so I'm going to try this a little bit different than I did the other side. The other side I put the back channel in first, and on my test fit on this one I decided to try putting the front in first because it's a little bit more of a hook and it seemed to go easier. So we're gonna take a shot and I'll let you guys know which way works better. It's always getting it started, that's always the hard part. Again, I'm going to start in the corner and see if I can't get it lined up right. It's tough right around here, around this blowout clip here, because the blowout clip itself is pretty thin in terms of the bend. So you got to kind of just shove it in there. All right. Well, it's in. It's, I think it turned out pretty good. It's definitely not perfect. You can see that it didn't go exactly even all the way around. But I think it's a good idea to take your ball hook tool and just go around and just take a quick peek along the inside and just make sure all the little edges are tucked in. And I checked this a few times. All the edges seem to be tucked in, both sides. Here's my little clips right here, if you can see them. These are the ones actually that came from O'Reilly's. So what I did is I just cut them shorter. I cut them, I stuck a nail inside there to see the length, and I just cut them shorter. They're probably I don't know, about a ½ an inch long. And this one right here, if you can see, I actually just trimmed the edge off so that it would fit on there. These are a little bigger than the ones that come with it. So I'm hoping they'll hold a little bit better. So I did find out that the OER version actually does come with the push pins and screws. I'm not sure. It comes with four of each, so it must be, some cars may have had screws instead of the push pins, but just check in your bag if you buy the OER brand. Well, there you go. Now you know how to install the window surround weather stripping on a first-gen Camaro or Firebird. I'm pretty sure it's the same for a lot of the other early muscle cars too. Hey, do us a favor and like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you see our new videos as we post them. Also, check us out on Instagram. We are at fast.cars.live. You can find notifications and new videos there. You can keep up on the Project JPS Camaro, and you can see other cool cars as well. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Have a great day.